Hey everybody! So we are just one day away from the first drop of the puck in 4.5 months. And that's the exhibition game for Montreal and Toronto. It is the start of the exhibition games. There will be 3 days where, three days where there'll be exhibition games. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then of course on Saturday, the actual games start. So this is a very exciting period of time. It's really looking like it's all going to actually start. At least the exhibition games will, and we'll see what's happening. Not looking good in Major League Baseball, but it's a totally different situation than what the NHL is doing. So you can't really look at Major League Baseball and say, well, this isn't going to work out. It doesn't mean that. So we're what, 5 days away from the actual games playing. So I actually think we're going to make it. I was skeptical at first, but I actually think we're going to make it to there. So I'm going to take a look here at the qualifying round matchups for the Western Conference and do a little bit of a preview for that. I already did my Eastern Conference preview. You can check the video out. That I also did my predictions for the Eastern Conference. And of course, after this video, I will be doing a predictions video for these games, plus the round robin part of the tournament for these Western Conference. So let's get, without wasting any time, it's going to be a long video. Let's get right into it. It's Calgary Winnipeg we're going to take a look at first. So Calgary was 36, 27, and 7. 25 of those wins were in regulation. They finished at the 19th best in the league. 21.2% on the power play, 82.1% on the penalty kill. That adds up to 103.3, which is good numbers. You're doing okay on the special teams with 100 or more. If you're under 100, it's not great. 564 was their winning percentage, and I believe that these numbers, so they were 19th, those are based on that winning percentage. Whoops, just erase something. Last 10, they were 6-3-1. They scored 204 goals and gave up 214. So defense is a little suspect there. Now, one of their defensemen, Travis Hamonic, has opted out. Goals leader, Elias Lindholm, 29. Assist, Johnny Gaudreau, Johnny Hockey. I didn't spell that right. It's E-A-U. Well, we're going to leave it there. 40 assists. Points, Matt Tkachuk, 61. I believe it'll be Riddick and Nets, 24, 17, and 6 with 2 shutouts, a 297 goals against, and a 907 save percentage. So it's starting to rain here. So that save percentage, not really good for a starting goalie. And if you look at Cam Talbot, who's an experienced goaltender, 12, 10, and 1, 2 shutouts as well, 263 goals against, and a 919 save percentage. So his numbers are better than Riddick's as far as the save percentage, the goals against. I think, for a short series, you might see Talbot do a little better than Cap right now, and you can see Talbot in there possibly. Guys to watch, Michael Bachman. He didn't have a great season, but I believe he picked up right near the end. He was playing really good, and if he can continue that, he could be a guy to watch. 16 goals, 29 assists for 45 points. Question marks for me, Johnny Gaudreau, who I spelled right this time. Johnny Gaudreau, what I mean by that, there's a lot of controversy around Gaudreau about whether he's going to be traded, but whether he's given up on the team, or whether his talents are going away. There's a lot of stuff about Gaudreau, so I think he can answer a lot of those questions with a really good performance. Their offense is a bit suspect as far as, I don't know why I put offense, because if you look, they scored 204 goals. That's not too bad. And look at their power play is 21.2. So I'm going to take back the offense part. I guess I wasn't thinking it through, and I want to say Western Conference isn't really my strong suit, so I apologize in advance. Goalies. So I kind of said that. Their goalies are question mark in that maybe Talbot becomes the goalie because he's better in camp. His numbers were better, and maybe we see Talbot in there to start anyway. Last time they were in the playoffs, 2019, they lost in the first round to Colorado. Winnipeg, 37, 28, and 6. 30 of those wins were in regulation, and they were 20th. So you get the 19th and 20th teams by that winning percentage, 563. They 20.5 on the power play, 77.6 on the penalty kill for 98.1, so they're under that 100. Last 10, 6-3-1, same as Calgary. 213 goals for, 201 goals against. For me, that's a surprise. I would have thought going into this season, that Winnipeg, with the loss of all those defensemen, were not going to be a great defensive team. It's not that they were a great defensive team, but they were damn good. Okay, goals leader, Kyle Connor, 38. Assist leader, Mark Scheifele with 44, and they both shared the points lead for 73. So it's not bad having two guys scoring 73 points to lead your team. Now, in net, I think without a doubt, it's going to be Connor Hellebuyck, who I think should win the Vezina. I think with the team, that defense and all that, I think he did a marvelous job. 31, 21, and 5, 6 shutouts. 6 shutouts on a team that you think is defensively challenged. I think that's pretty good. 257 goals against and a 922 save percentage. That's a good. That's an. I want to say wonderful. That's a wonderful. It's a great save percentage. I don't think we'll see Laurent Brossoit unless something happens to Hellebuyck. 6-7-1 with a 328 goals against and an 895 save percentage. Not good enough to put in unless you have to. Guys to watch here for Winnipeg for me. They got a lot of good firepower up front. But for me, I would watch, because, secondary and even tertiary scoring could be really important in playoffs especially. Nicholas Ehlers, 25 goals, 33 assists for 58 points. So not necessarily secondary. I think he is secondary scoring, actually. Anyways, if not, still, I think keep an eye on him. And Patrick Laine. Why? Patrick Laine is a sharpshooter kind of guy. He's a sniper. And I think he still has something to prove, and this would be a wonderful, again, there's the word wonderful. This would be a great time for him to prove that. I think he's a guy to watch, and definitely on the goals. I mean, he's a sniper. He can score from anywhere. Question marks is defense, but I don't know how much of a question mark, but it's the playoffs. Let's see if that defense holds up for the playoffs. Hellebuyck, and only in this, if that defense doesn't hold up, again, does Hellebuyck. He's rested. Everything should be good, but, sometimes when you're in that, it's momentum, you're doing great going into the playoffs. It stopped for 4.5 seasons, so does he pick it up where he left off? And the penalty kill percentage is 77.6, not good enough. So this might be where you're seeing a little bit of a problem on the defense is in the special teams, the penalty kill units. There, that number has to come up, especially in the playoffs. You don't want to be scored on power play. And they have a decent power play, Calgary, so that's somewhere where they can hurt them. Last time that Winnipeg was in the playoffs, they last year, 2019, they lost in the first round to St. Louis, who went on to win the cup. So, if you're going to lose to the cup winner. Okay, she's not barking. Stop. Ray, stop barking. Ray always seems to like to get her 2 cents in these days. Okay, next up is Edmonton, Chicago. Edmonton was 37-25-9. 31 of those wins were in regulation. They were at .585 for the win percentage, good for 12th, best in the league. 29.5% power play, best I think in the league. I don't see anybody else that good that I've come across. 84.4% on the penalty kills, so they got an awesome power play, and they happen to have a really good penalty kill. What's funny? I've got this new setup, and I don't know that it's good for the camera angle for me. Anyway, we'll go through this. The last 10, that adds up to 113.9, and by far that's the highest I saw as far as that total. Last 10, they were 5-3-2, which is basically, it is 500. 223 goals for, but 215 goals against, so that number can be troubling. Mike Green, who's a very experienced defenseman, he's opted out, he's not here. Goals, assists, and points leader, Leon Draisaitl with 43-67 for 110 points. In nets, okay. I should have probably listed Smith, but you know what? Koskinen's numbers are better. So if Koskinen has a good camp, I see Koskinen being the starter. 18-13-3 with a shutout, 275 goals against, 917 save percentage. That's a good save percentage. Smith, 19-12-6. So it's like they split games pretty much. 1 shutout, 295 goals against, and a 902 save percentage. So that 902 has got to be worrisome. And depending on how he looks in camp, that even he could be affected by the 4.5-month layoff as well. And I kind of expecting Koskinen maybe in there. Guys to watch, Kyler Yamamoto, 11 goals, 50 assists for 26 points, and he did that in 27 games. So that's definitely something to look for. And special teams, can they keep those numbers up? Because if they can keep those numbers up, special teams could be a huge reason why Edmonton goes far, obviously. Chicago, 32-30-8. 23 of those wins were in regulation. .514 winning percentage, good for just ahead of the Habs, 23rd best. 15.2 on the power play, that's not good. 82.1 on the penalty kill, that's absolutely good. 97.3 overall, not good. Last 10, they were 6-4-0, so just a little bit above 500. 208 goals for, 214 against, which, their defense is giving up a little. Anybody giving up over 200 goals at that point in 70-odd games, you're looking at that's a little too much. Goals, assists, and points go to both teams have only one guy that's leading. Go to Patrick Kane, 33 goals, 51 assists for 84 points. Corey Crawford, 16 wins, 20 losses, 3 overtime or shootout losses, 1 shutout, 277 goals against, and a .917 save percentage. Robin Lehner has opted out. The only reason I didn't list any of the other goalies is because, honestly, if Corey Crawford isn't going to be your starter, you don't have a chance against Edmonton. Now, the news on that is Corey Crawford came out and said that he had COVID. He's better, and he is back out practicing, and it looks like he will start for them. He might be a little rusty, I get it, but he's your best bet if you're Chicago. If he's not there, and it's Subban or Delia, I mean, against Edmonton, I just don't see it. Guys to watch, obviously Crawford. If Crawford can get ready and he's your goalie and he plays well, Crawford could be a big difference for them. Taves, Kane, Keith, DeBrincat, and Daka. I think these guys are guys to look for. Kirby Dach. He was coming on strong apparently at the end of the season. I didn't really watch a lot of Chicago, but that's what I understand. DeBrincat had a bit of an off season. Not bad in numbers. I didn't put them up here. So this is a great time for him to sort of make up for if he fell off a little bit. So question marks: are they too old? Because they got a lot of older guys, and that are they too old? Crawford, will he be ready? Will he be sharp and all that stuff? Power play percentage, 15.2%, not good enough to win in the playoffs. Sorry, your power play needs to be better. And how to shut down McDavid and Draisaitl. How do they do that? And question mark is, can their veteran core of Kane, Taves, Keith, Crawford, I don't know anybody else in there, can they find some of that magic that got them to like 3 Stanley Cup wins as a group? So if they can, maybe they can shut them down, but I don't know. McDavid and Draisaitl, we'll see how it goes, but I don't know how they're going to shut them down. And that power play, I don't see how they're going to shut that down. 2017 was the last time they were in there. First round loss to the Predators. And speaking of the Predators, they're next up, 35, 26, and 8. I think I'll switch to this side here. There we go. I think it might be better for this one. So 35, 26, and 8. 28 of those wins were in regulation. 565 was their winning percentage, good for 16th overall. 17.3 on the power play, 76.1 on the penalty kill for 93.4. Special teams are going to be a problem for Nashville. They got to improve that. Last 10, 6-3-1, 212 goals for, 214 against, so basically even. The 112 goals for is not bad. Could be a little better, but not bad. That's pretty good. But the 214 against is going to be a problem. Goals leader, Forsberg with 21. Assist leader and points leader, Yossi, with 49 assists and 65 points. Now, I've got Saros as the leading here for me for the goalies. 17, 12, and 4. 4 shutouts, a 270 goals against, and a 914 save percentage. Much better than Rene's 18, 14, and 4 with 3 shutouts, but 317 goals against, and an 895 save percentage. Now that won't cut it in the playoffs for anybody, not anymore. That used to be okay in the 80s, but that's not good anymore. So I kind of think if Saros is good in camp, Saros is going to get the job. Guys to watch, Matt Duchene, 13 goals, 29 assists, 42 points. For the money they spent on Matt Duchene, this is what I said about Matt Duchene, is you're going to spend all that money and you're not going to get the production because he's not a 70-point player. He's in the 50s. That's where he would have ended up, and he needs to step up here. Kyle Turris, who had an off-season, 9 goals, 22 assists, 31 points. He's very capable of stepping up in the playoffs and giving them some more offense, and that's what they're going to need to happen if they want to be, maybe not in Arizona, but if they want to do well. 2019, last year, was the last time in the playoffs. Lost in the first round to Dallas. I think I'll shift over with Arizona better. Arizona 33, 29, and 8. 26 of those wins were in regulation. They were 529 for the winning percentage, for 22nd in the league. 19.2 on the power play, 82.7 on the penalty kill for 101.9. So special teams are good. Last 10, 5-5-0. That's obviously 500. 190 goals for. It's a little low, obviously, and 183 goals against, which is good. Goals leader, Garland, 22. Assists and points leader, Schmaltz. Is it Jordan? I'm not sure his first name. 34 assists and 45 points. Darcy Kemper, good goalie, 16 wins, 11 losses, 2 overtime or shootout losses, 2 shutouts, and a 2.22 goals against, and a 9.28 save percentage. Really awesome save percentage. And Ranta, 15, 14, and 3 with 2 shutouts, a 2.63 goals against, and a 9.21 save percentage. That's a great duo. That really is. Those numbers are fantastic. That's a great duo. Guys to watch, for me, Phil Kessel, who I said going into Arizona, not going to have a big season, and he didn't. 14, 24, and 38. He's a veteran. He's won cups. He needs to lead here and improve on those kind of numbers. And Taylor Hall, these aren't his numbers for the whole season. After going to Coyotes, 10 goals, 17 assists for 27 points. The cat knocked something over there. And that's in 35 games, and I think he had 25 points in the time he was in New Jersey. I don't know in how many games, and I didn't look up his numbers. Weren't necessary really for this. Last time they were in the playoffs were 2012. They lost in the 3rd round to LA. Now, with Arizona, there's something else going on. The general manager, John Chayka, there's a huge controversy. Did he quit? Was he fired? What was going on? Is he a liar? Is he this or that? I don't know the truth on all that, but how does it affect the team? Does it affect them at all? More than likely, it probably doesn't affect them that much right now, if at all, because they're in that bubble. They can kind of put it behind them and not have to think about it and just concentrate on what they're doing. So we'll see how that affects them. That could be something that goes on for Arizona. Last but not least is Vancouver, Minnesota. Vancouver 37, 26, and 6. Not bad on the time. 27 of those wins in regulation. They were 17th overall in the league with a 5.65 winning percentage. 24.2 on the power play, really good power play numbers. 80.5 on the penalty kill, that's good. 104.7, that's good. Last 10, 4, 5, and 1, not bad. 224 goals scored, 214 against, so 10 more than they gave up, but a little bit sloppy on defense. That number should be a little better. Goals leader, Miller, and that's JT Miller and Pedersen, 27. Assist leader, Miller and Hughes for 45. And points leader, Miller with 72. So that acquisition of JT Miller by Vancouver was a good one, that's for sure. In nets, it's going to be Markstrom, without a doubt, unless he gets injured or anything like that. 23, 16, and 4. 2 shutouts, 275 goals against at a 918 save percentage. Markstrom could be a key. Demko, 13, 10, and 2. 306 goals against at a 905. Not really good enough numbers. I mean, if you got to put him in, you got to, but you definitely go with Markstrom, I would think. Guys to watch, Brock Besser, 16 goals, 29 assists, 45 points. Why Brock Besser? Because when he's in the lineup, they win more than when he's not in the lineup. So if he's healthy, Brock Besser could be very important. And Markstrom, because Markstrom could be a really big difference for them going any distance. He's a really good goalie, and I just think he makes a big difference for them. Questions? There's not a lot, really. Their defense, and only because of their 214 goals against, so their defense needs to tighten up a little bit. And Besser, if he's healthy. Because like I said, Besser, when he's in the lineup, they win more than when he's not in the lineup. He seems to be, it's important. And if he's healthy, that's a good thing for them. Last time in the playoffs, 2015, they lost in the first round to Calgary. And the last team up, Minnesota, 35, 27, and 7. 30 of those wins were in regulation. That's pretty good, only 5 9. That's good for 21st in the league. Lost where I was. 558 winning percentage, to get 21st. They were 21.3 on the power play, 77.2 on the penalty kill. Not great, but the power play is good. 98.5 overall, so we got to improve on that. Last 10, I think they have the best numbers here on these boards here. 7-3-0, so they were hot at the time of the stoppage. They scored 218 goals and gave up 217, so their offense was good. Their defense could be a little better. Goals leader, Parise, 25. Suter had the assist lead for 40, and Fiala overall for the points, 54. In nets, I expect it to be actually Stalock. Stalock is 20, 16, and 4. 4 shutouts, 267 goals against, and a 910 save percentage. And apparently the coach, I don't remember, Edison is the coach. He said it's going to be a three goalie battle in camp to get the job. So Kekkonen, 3-1-1, 296 goals against, and a 913 save percentage. If the numbers remain like how it was in the regular season, I expect it's Stalock and Kekkonen, because Dubnyk it went 12, 15, and 2 with 1 shutout. But look at the numbers: 335 goals against, and is that an 890? 890 save percentage for a starting goaltender. That's not good enough. And if he's not any better in camp, he's not going to be starting. That's for sure. Guys to watch: Alex Galchenyuk, 9 goals, 15 assists for 24 points. But apparently, he scores really well against Vancouver. He's looking for a contract for next year. Alex Galchenyuk could be one of the guys to watch. Mikko Koivu, getting old, but he really wants to concentrate on this playoff season, not caring about his next contract. He's in a contract season. 4 goals, 17 assists, 21 points. Veteran, talented, he can lift his game, can make a difference. Eric Stahl had a decent season, 19 goals, 28 assists, 47 points. But he's one of those veterans. Great leader, was captain of, I think, the Hurricanes for a number of years, and just a good hockey player. He can make a big difference, so I think these are guys to watch. Questions, obviously the goalies, that's a question mark, who's going to be in nets, and is Stalock better than that 910? That 910's not great, but it's not bad either, and apparently he plays better than that 910. We'll see how that works out. Offense, I should probably erase that as well. Their offense actually scoring 218 goals should be good if everyone's on track, and maybe if Galchenyuk starts to score, maybe they're a little better. Penalty kill percentage, not good, 77.2. They need to tighten that up. 24.2% for Vancouver for the power play. Good power play, gets some poor penalty kill, could mean goals. And they have a lot of veterans there with Stahl, Koivu, Zuccarello, Parise. These guys can make a big difference. They're all, like I said, veterans, a lot of experience, and they can really make a difference if they can get their games in gear. Last time they were in the playoffs, 2018, they lost in the first round to the Jets. And that's what, guess what? That is my preview for the Western Conference qualifying round matchups. And I'm going to be doing giving you my opinion on the winners and losers. And I'll include the round robin tournament in the predictions video. And that'll be coming up not too long after this one. So thanks for watching this video. Appreciate it. Give a thumbs up if you like that. And while you're down there, please leave me a comment about any of my thoughts on the Western Conference. Like I said, I'm not the biggest expert on that by far. I'm not an expert on the Western Conference, but these are my opinions. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, ring the notifications bell, and that's going to get you videos like this and others right here at Talkin' Habs for your daily fix of Blue, Blanc, Rouge. So thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Please stay safe out there. Wear a mask. And then you can get back here and watch more Talkin' Habs videos. So, I mean, that's a win-win for me. That's it. So peace out. See you next video. Bye, y'all.